It's July 29th, and I just finished The Case of the Waylaid Wolf, Perry Mason, by Erle Stanley Gardner. And this book is a 2-in-1. And the second book is going to be The Case of the Shapely Shadow, which is quite a bit shorter. It's like 100. Hey, Quiet Bird. It's like 180 pages. This one was 213, I think. Yeah, 213. Very good book. I love almost all of the Perry Mason books. It basically was a sexual assault attempt that went wrong and mistaken identity. It was a knife murder and a situation where two females were very similar in appearance, and there was some alleged evidence tampering by Perry Mason towards the end that was quite gripping. Of course, a court case that was quite gripping, and a total surprise that made me even say, whoa, at the end. Did not expect the resolution. Usually there's a tidy explanation at the end of what happened, but in this one, it was more or less like, whoa, there goes that theory. It's totally something else. So real good, different ending than a lot of the other ones. I think this was my 12th that I've completed so far. So I'm going right on to The Case of the Shapely Shadow right after this. I'm reading in tandem the 7th last Narnia book, and I can't stand it, and I'm almost done with it. That book sucks. It's like the end of the world or whatever the title is, End of Narnia or something, but yeah, not a good book. Meanders all over the place. That review will follow shortly. Instead, get some of these Perry Mason books because they're quite good. And I was lucky to stumble on this 2-in-1 because eBay is the sole source pretty much of these books. If you try to find them anywhere else, a lot of time they're out of print. So you get mixed bags on eBay that are collections of, 4 or 5 books that people sell. And in this one, I did 3 separate transactions, and I got this one as part of it. So it's 2 books for the price of 1, which is pretty good. And they're discounted deep because they're used and on eBay. So real happy with this one. And FYI, I have a tracking sheet because I really like Perry Mason. I also have an Agatha Christie tracking sheet. I don't like hers as much, but they're still pretty good. And like I said, I think I've read 12 of these so far. There's like 85 of them. So I'm kind of setting myself a goal some point down the road to get through all of them. I hope, maybe. We'll see. I mean, it takes about a week if you read 25 pages or so a week, or a day. I mean, you can get through it a week in maybe a couple of days, like 7, 8, 9 days, something like that. If you really power read it and didn't, I'm reading 2 books at once, which is typically I do 2, 3, or maybe 4, sometimes even 5. But if you don't divide it up like that and you just read this solid and do 50 pages a day, I mean, you could get through it in 4 days. So that goal is not too lofty, I don't believe. There's less Agatha Christie books, but like I say, I like these better. So I think I'm going to try to tackle these going forward in the future, maybe at a heavier pace. They're good, easy reading, and they're not like Stephen King's that are usually like 1,000 pages long. Those take quite a bit longer, and sometimes they're not as satisfying at the end. So I try to space those out a little bit more, but I've done a lot of those, and I started the complete novels of Jane Austen, and man, the first one was brutal. Now I'm on the hook. So at some point I'll have to resurrect the second one, which is Pride and Prejudice. But that has nothing to do with Perry Mason. Perry Mason's great. Why some of these haven't been in modern movies, I really don't understand, except for, I will say that current methods of crime fighting include a lot of DNA and cameras and things of that sort. In these, you have to go back in time because really all they had was eyewitnesses, fingerprints, tire treads, footprints, things like that. So a lot of it has been outdated by current technology. So perhaps the writers would have to update some of the pieces of these books, but I still like them. I like going back in time and reading old stuff. So Perry Mason, You Can't Lose. I think out of all the 12 I read, I didn't like one of them because it was a little bit too far-fetched. But this one was pretty good.